Hi loves, it's me again coming to you with another YouTube video. Today I'll be showing you guys how I do my everyday makeup routine. I'll include all of the products that I use down in the description box, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My first step is eyebrows. I always start with eyebrows because when I draw an eyebrow on, that's how I know if my makeup is gonna be bomb or it's not gonna be bomb. So I always start with those, and I always take my time on them. So I'll show you guys how I do that. So I line my eyebrows with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. And before I do that, I always just brush them out to make sure they're going in the direction that I need them to. And I do get as close as I can. And I don't know if it's just me, but I always notice I do one eyebrow really good and then the other one like just okay. Okay. Then I use a concealer brush. This is a Morphe brush, and I just kind of bring the concealer down. I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute, and I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows. So I use the L'Oreal Dark Brunette Brow Stylist Definer. My favorite eyebrow pencil is the one by NYX. However, I haven't had any luck finding that one, so the L'Oreal is a good dupe. I'm not at the level yet where I use like eyebrow like pomade or like the gel or anything. Hopefully, you know, I get to that level as I practice more, but for now I'm really comfortable with the eyebrow pencil, and I do get good results. So you just kind of go in and just kind of mimic the shape of your eyebrows. This is also why it's important that all the hairs are going the same direction, which is why I brush them in the beginning. I think this is called like a spoolie, and I just brush them out to make them more even. Now I go in with a sponge and I just blend in the concealer. So now that I have gotten my eyebrows to a place where I like them, I'm going to move on to my eyeshadow. The first step when applying eyeshadow is to use a really good primer so that your makeup has a nice base to sit on. Today I'll be using the e.l.f. primer and a liner sealer. I believe you can get this from Walgreens, Target, CVS, but I will include where I got it down below. And you just dab it on your eyelids. I then like to just rub it in with my fingers because you can see it kind of gives you like a like white shadow. Okay. I'll be using the Morphe Blend the Rules palette, and then I'll also be using the Morphe Neutral Territory palette. So the first thing I do is choose a color for my lid. I usually choose a color that is a little bit more vibrant. You don't want to put too much just because it'll make blending a little hard. So I say less is more. And then if you want more, then go back in and add more. So here we go. So I do start kind of in the middle, and then I just always put a lighter shade right in my inner eye, and this just creates like a nice base for the rest of the eye. So I'm going in with Bare Play from my Morphe palette. I'm gonna put it right in the corner. I will use the same brush to apply the last shade. So the way I do it, I always do a vibrant shade in my crease, I do a light shade in the corner, and then I finish with like a shade that's in between the two so that they all blend seamlessly. For that, I'll be using the Packed shade from the Neutral Territory palette. Okay, now that I have finished my eyebrows and my eyeshadow, I move on to my face. So you always want to make sure that you also use the primer for your face. This will create a nice base for your makeup. So today I'll be using the Angel Veil by NYX, the Skin Perfecting Primer. Now that I have primed my face, I can go in with my foundation. And today I'll be using the Fenty Beauty Foundation. My shade is 440. And I do have a flathead foundation brush. So the way that I apply it, firstly I will lift up my scarf just a little bit, so we don't like those lines when you take it off. And I just apply it like this to my face. After that, I will go in with my Fenty Beauty Concealer in the same shade, 440. And I do apply just a small amount of concealer, just because I notice when I apply a lot, and obviously, you know, it's harder to blend. So you of course apply as much as you would like, but I just prefer to not apply a whole bunch. Okay, then I go in with my sponge once again, and I blend upwards this way. now that I have applied my concealer, I'll be going in and applying my setting powder. To set my makeup, I will be using the NYX Mineral Matte Finishing Powder. So I do use a setting powder and a setting spray. I do really like the setting spray, but I am trying to get better with setting with powder. So once again, I will use my sponge to do this. So while I let the powder sit for a little bit, I will go in and contour. I'll be using the contour brush by Morphe, and I don't have a contour stick or anything, so I do use a dark shade of eyeshadow to contour, and I don't apply it heavily or anything, just to make sure that it's not too dark and that it blends correctly because it is eyeshadow. So I use the shade Overlook, and I apply it here. Okay. Now that I have allowed my setting powder to sit, it's now time to brush it off. Okay, now that I have finished with my face, I do my favorite part, which is applying eyelashes. I do prefer more natural lashes. I just picked these up at Walgreens, and they are the Ardell Professional Faux Mink Lashes. And some people can apply lashes with their fingers. I have not gotten there yet, so I'll be using tweezers today. I place them on my lash, and then I take the tweezers and put them in the corners of my eyes. Sometimes I do put on a lip liner and lipstick, but for my everyday tutorial, that's not something that I do. So I will be using the Chanel Clear Lip Gloss. And this is my all-time favorite clear lip gloss. I would highly recommend. Okay, now setting spray. Okay, and I use the Mario Badescu, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. Just let this dry. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my everyday makeup tutorial. If you guys had any ideas of anything that you want me to cover, anything specific for my makeup, please leave a comment down below. As I mentioned earlier, I will put everything that I used today in the description box. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.